Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome to the fourth part of my livestream series. I did lie to you at the end of the last video, in that I said that I wasn't going to stream today, and here I am. The reason why is because during this time, or rather between the last time and this time that I'm recording now, I made the decision that I wanted to record today. Mainly because I had left off at a really good point, so I really wanted to continue here. At least for a little while. I'm probably not going to stream as long as I did yesterday. Yesterday was the longest stream that I've done so far. Doesn't really mean too much because at that time I had only done 3 legitimate live streams, so really it doesn't mean that much at all. But it went for a little bit more than 3 hours, which is around the limit to which I want to be recording. But anyway, as per typical protocol, I will be opening the stream on my laptop, just so that I can monitor the chat, if anything, and also make sure that everything looks somewhat acceptable on the stream itself. Or the playback, you know what I mean. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing in this video, and I said at the end of the last video that I was going to come up with a game plan, more or less, for what we'd be doing this time, because a game plan is most definitely required as we continue through here, because we are going to be getting both the 3-cornered hat and the phosphorescent pole, which are going to be in the same area, and guess what? They require opposite world tendency events. So one pure white, one pure black, in order to get them. And what that means is that I need to first and foremost get the tri-cornered hat, because to get Black Phantom Lord Rydell to appear, or Rydell, still don't know how to pronounce his name, I'll just say Rydell, that sounds sensible to me. But to actually get him to appear, I need to take 3-1 down to pure black. Now, obviously if I take it down to pure black, at this point, or at that point I should say, it's going to become very, very difficult to get it to pure white. So if we have a look at the world tendency right now, the Tower of Latria is kind of dark. Jesus. I'm a little bit worried about that, because I might not be able to get it to pure white just by killing the Fool's Idol. Ooh. See, now this is something that I didn't double check to see what the world tendency was going to be for that. That's a real worry. I think, to be honest, it's luck-based depending on your starting tendency for an area. It's usually consistent, no matter what, with Boletarian Palace, but I have a feeling that Tower of Latria is usually a bit more... well, it's usually better than this. Well, that's very frustrating. Okay, so we'll just have to see what we're doing here. The plan before was, well, the plan that I was going to go ahead with until I saw this crap, was for me to kill the Fool's Idol, go and rescue Frake, and then also get the 3-cornered hat, because I had the feeling that as long as I didn't die in the Tower of Latria and killed the boss, I would be able to attain pure white tendency in that world. And sorry for the background noise, by the way. The next thing that I would do is go to 5-1, get the Poison Cloud spell, and then once I had, well, by get the Poison Cloud spell, I don't mean pick it up or anything, I mean actually kill the boss of 5-1, get the Wriggling Demon Soul from that boss, and then use that Wriggling Demon Soul with Sage Frake to get the Poison Cloud. And then I would go to World 3 again, take it down to pure black, and then kill Black Phantom Lord Rydell, or Rydell, and use the Poison Cloud to do that. So, to be honest with you, I don't know if that plan's still going to work, but the first step to the entire plan, no matter what, has to be taking on the Tower of Latria. Now, I don't know where Patches the Hyena is. Most likely, that's right. So I kind of want to get some Shards of Archstone, to be honest with you. But I can probably take care of that later. I think, once again, the first thing that we need to be doing is taking on the Tower of Latria, so that's what we're going to be doing now. Let me just double check to see if there's anything that I really want to set up. I guess fresh spice, but I've used it all, so let's go and buy some, shall we? As I said in the previous video, fresh spice is relatively inexpensive when you want to buy it, so I may as well go and buy it now. So, good morning Ethan, how are you? I didn't even think to look at the chat. I'm being negligent, as you can tell. But anyway, the Oh dear, what am I doing? I'm purchasing fresh spice is what I'm doing. I will buy 5 as I did last time. 5 just seems to be a good number. Really, it wasn't necessary for me to do that because I will be picking up old spice in this area. And I do have a bit of old spice in my inventory already, I have 2. So I'll probably also be picking up fresh spice, not just old spice as I go through this place. Now, the Tower of Latria was a very difficult area for me to go through when I was first coming through the game. It was extremely confusing. I didn't really know what I was doing the entire time I was going through it. It wasn't until I started using a walkthrough when I returned to the game in 2010 that I started to actually learn what I was doing. The problem with it is that there's a lot of going up and down stairs, backtracking based on what keys you have. It's really, really confusing when you just haven't done it before. Because I now know where the 3-cornered hat is located, I don't have to go and check all of those jail cells like I was worried that I would have to do. Because remember in the previous video, or perhaps even in the perhaps even in the second recording, I was saying that I wasn't going to do the Tower of Latria until I had a video dedicated to it, because I was worried about it taking a long time if I was going to check all the rooms, but all the jail cells I should say. Discord is pissing me off again, but you know how it goes. It's just always like that. But, yeah, so at the end over here there is an item. Can't remember if it's worthwhile picking up. It's just a soul, so not really. I'm going to just... I'm not even going to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, because all I do is just play naturally. Like, I don't really think about what I'm doing when I'm playing through this area. It's just sort of muscle memory at this point. I can only hope that I haven't forgotten anything. I probably haven't. It's more or less a natural process for me at this point. I kind of chose poorly at that moment, because I was expecting to be able to mash him to death before he'd be able to do that to me. So what I have to do at this point is get out of there, not continue to try and mash. I'll just stand here. That should be alright. I don't really want to use late moongrass because that's a bit overkill with my current health. I'm not even at half yet, so I'll just leave it be, which is probably a bad decision, but anyway. So here is that, and I believe if you continue that way there is a drop-off. See, there are items there? Actually no, it's not a drop-off, it's just a dead end, so you'll reach this item. You can pick that up if you want. I'm not going to go into any of the jail cells because there's nothing really of too much value in there. There are a few souls for you to pick up, but outside of that, I really can't think of anything that's worthwhile. There is a vendor that you can actually meet if you go into one of the jail cells, but I don't think she's going to sell me anything useful. The only thing that is useful that she would sell is Widow's Lotuses, and you get free Widow's Lotuses in this area if you drop down to a specific location, so given the fact that I know that location, I'm probably just going to not buy any Widow's Lotuses from that lady. I'm just going to quickly, just for the sake of it, share this link in a Discord channel. Give me uno momento. That's not correct grammar. Doesn't matter. Posting it. Done. Is it done? It's done. That's all I need to worry about for now. Anyway, so the interesting thing is I've got cicadas of my own outside, and then when I stop moving for any length of time while in the Tower of Latria, it starts playing this Atmos effect where it's actually like, it sounds like cicadas, but anyway, it's like then you'll get double the cicada action in the audio channel there, which is exactly what we want, not. So we picked up those 2 keys there. The reason why we picked up 2 of them is because we just, oh never mind, I'm full of shit. The other one's this way. Doesn't matter, I'm forgetting how to play this frickin' game. There is a area you can go into here. There are a bunch of Iron Maidens to open. These 2 are safe, I believe. This one is not safe because it is apart from the rest. But I can't really remember. I think there's the black set or something like that. Sort of like a thief set of some description. Come on! You saw that. That entire attack animation, or that... not attack animation, just the animation in general, had already disappeared, and then I walked into the after effects of it. Not quite what I was wanting out of that situation. But anyway. So what am I doing? Am I opening the Iron Maidens? I may as well, just to show what's in them. This is the black set. Is it? Maybe not. I mean, I thought it was the black set, but if you open the Iron Maiden over here, what ends up happening is a guy comes out straight away with this knife, and he'll stab you with the knife, and you will be inflicted with poison. There's some fucking guy outside with an angle grinder. And I don't know if that sound is picking up in the live stream. I bloody well hope it's not. That's a drop-off, don't go down there. So pretty much the key that we needed was that one over there, so be aware of that. I actually don't know if this guy with his fucking angle grinder is coming up in the stream sound. So I'm very tempted to actually get my earphones in to my laptop and listen back to the playback on the live stream. Where even are my earphones? They're around here somewhere. They're just over there. Oh, before I do any of that business, I need to take care of the Cthulhus in this general area. What the fuck was that? Anyway, someone's making a weird sound over there. I mean, really, the problem is I did not get any community updates about people with... It's not an angle grinder, by the way. It's a fucking chainsaw. Forget angle grinder. Oh my fucking god. I don't know if it's coming up in the stream. It's coming through subtly. Well, that's... fair enough. I'm going to make a assessment. Or an assessment. And, see if I can't put up with it. If I can't put up with it, then something's going to have to happen. Ooh. Well, I think it's alright. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it, that's fine. The funny thing is that because it's happening in real life, and I'm also hearing it in my earphones, it's hard to tell which is the actual sound that I'm looking for. But anyway, point is, it doesn't sound too bad, so I'm just going to go with it. And hopefully the guy will fucking shut up soon. But anyway, I mean, how dare he use a chainsaw while I'm live streaming? But anyway, so... the last thing I need is to have things sabotaged by that guy. But regardless. It happens so rarely that, of course it would happen when I'm live streaming. I mean, yeah, it sounds about right to me. Need to get away from this fellow. But get close to him just enough to be able to hit him. These guys are very, very tricky. I would strongly recommend against going through the Tower of Latria, World 3-1, too soon, mainly because of these guys. They are pretty tricky to deal with if you have poor defense. I think the woman's in here. Yeah, that's the vendor. She is called the Once Royal Mistress, and she is, well, she was a once Royal Mistress, and she's a bit spooky looking. If you actually look at her face, the word repulsive comes to mind. But anyway, the point is that we are continuing now through the area. I can't remember exactly where the World Tendency event location is, but it's not really important that we look at where that is right now, because we can't access it yet, unfortunately. But we'll just have to survive. I think we can access Sage Frake through here. So I think he's in one of these jail cells, is that right? No. I think I'm wrong. No, he's in this one. Excellent. So the World Tendency event... I don't know. Basically, how the World Tendency event works is that unless you're at pure white tendency, there is this rubble. And it will not disappear unless you've got pure white tendency. So once you hit pure white, how it works is that that rubble will stay gone, even if you lose your pure white after that point. But you do need pure white in order to actually... It just sounds like spooky ambience in-game. You know what? That's good. Maybe it's... there is a lot of ambience in the game itself, so it's probably hard to hear where the background noise on my end and the ambience in the game begins and ends. But anyway, I think the tendency event is down here. I'm pretty positive. See that big glowing shit over there? That's the Fluted Night set. And a lot of people make the mistake of picking that up, because the Fluted Night set is very heavy. And more often than not, people who come through this area, at least it happened a lot with me, they don't have a huge amount of item burden left from what they currently have in their inventory. And what happens is they go and pick it up, and they don't know what it is, because it's not letting them... Because when you try to pick something up, all it says is that you can't pick it up. It doesn't actually tell you what it is that you're trying to pick up. So it's a bit of a trap. This guy here is kind of spooky. He's basically a mass of bodies, and he's a bit spooky. Well, I just said he's spooky twice. What that means is that he's extra spooky, long story short. If I continue down here, I think there's a drop-off. I think there is. On this side. Not on the other side. No, there isn't a drop-off. I'm thinking of the one just next to it. So this is the Fluted Knight set. Do not pick it up unless you actually want it. It's a decent set. It's definitely something that you can run until the end of the game. It's a sort of medium weight to heavy armor set. I'd say closer to heavy. And it has pretty decent defense overall. So, yeah. Speaking of ambience, the cicadas have returned. In all of their glory, if you can refer to that as glorious. I wouldn't refer to it as glorious. There's a drop-off right here, don't fuck that up. But there is a hidden entrance just here that contains an S-stock, I believe. So there's an S-stock just through here. I think it's at the end, or is it not? Not that I need it, I just wanted to demonstrate it for those who... Is this it here? Yeah, that's the S-stock. So for those of you who don't know what the S-stock is, you probably do if you play other Souls games. But it's more or less the same in this game. Just sort of pierce with it. I actually really quite like the animation in this game. It looks quite, well, effeminate. But anyway, it's, you know, it's dexterous might be the word. But the point is that I like it. But I just don't feel the need to use piercing weapons in this build. That right there was our first shard of Moonlight Stone, which is going to be necessary for upgrading our Claymore later on. Not that you ordinarily need Moonlight Stone to upgrade a Claymore, of course, it's just the fact of the matter, or a fact to consider, is that I'm going to be infusing that with Moonlight Stone anyway. So once I get it to +6 in the regular path, which will require Hardstone, what in the Christ is that? That is a Cthulhu that is, I think, alive? Because I don't remember killing one here. I didn't kill a Cthulhu coming through here, did I? No. So why are you here? That's disturbing. I've never seen this before. You know what he's doing? He's in a running animation right now, I think. He's not just glitching out of the world. Why are you looking at my stream, Shepard? I thought you were streaming right now. What's going on? But if you are interested in something funny, there is a Cthulhu that is glitching out of the world. Maybe only in the Japanese version, I don't know. It's quite entertaining, to say the least. But anyway, thank you for making an appearance. Here is the giant series of crossbows that come out. They're very, very intimidating. But funnily enough, you can actually roll through them if your timing is right. All you need is good timing and you'll be able to get through it. You see it a lot in speedruns of this game, but I generally don't bother with that. All you need to do is a double roll at the right time, and of course the closer you get, the less time between those double rolls that you need, because obviously you're getting closer to them, but pretty much I think there is a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes down that corridor, and there's also the Clever Rat's Ring, which is a very good ring to have. It's essentially the Red Tear Stone ring, and you can do it, I believe in you, thank you. I love that sort of encouragement. Encouragement that you didn't need nor ask for. That's the best encouragement you can get. But anyway, thank you, Shepard. We'll see what's in here because I'm curious. Ow. Getting hit in the back. What was I going to say? Yeah, the Clever Rat's Ring is essentially the Red Tear Stone ring for those who are aware of the Red Tear Stone ring, probably through playing Dark Souls. It was never called the Clever Rat's Ring in any other game. Where am I returning to? That's right, I need to go back up this way. Then there is a door here, but then there's another door further down which opens with the same key, I believe. Let me just confirm that. Pretty sure it uses the same key, yes. So you can choose which of the two directions you want to go in, because, well, they have different items, I suppose. I think this is the easier way to go. You end up only fighting one Cthulhu as opposed to two, so I believe that's accurate. Why does this game look so good? I don't know. I think it has to do with the fact that it's the best Souls game. No, seriously, this is from 2009. It preceded Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, obviously. Bloodborne as well. The reason why it looks so good, actually, I do have an answer for your question, is because it's a certain graphical style that the first Dark Souls game did away with. The first Dark Souls has much more of a rugged style and appearance. So what ends up happening is Dark Souls 1 looks worse than Demon Souls, because Demon Souls has this very polished, refined look. So even though Dark Souls came a few years later, it doesn't look quite as nice. It's not as aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. But the first game where they really tried to return to that was Bloodborne. So everyone's going about how beautiful Bloodborne looks. I hate that game, FYI, but I'm not going to get into details about that. I'm just going to offend a few people and then not give a reason for my opinions. But I'll give a reason for it one day, just not now. Don't want to detract from the video. But, what was I saying? I lose train of thought because I get off on tangents, you know me. But, yeah, Bloodborne was really the first game since Demon Souls to go back to that style. And then I'm pretty sure Dark Souls 3 more or less returned to it as well. There is the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Don't start with me, Doom, yeah, right, yeah. I can't remember if you played Bloodborne or not, Ethan, I really don't remember. I just remember that we did at one time have a pretty lengthy discussion about the Souls series. Earlier on last year, I think it was. But, anyway. I don't think you're an avid player of the Souls series regardless. There is another Stone of Ephemeral Eyes down here if you want to engage in the absolutely horrendous fall mechanics that exist in this game. I'm really not hugely a fan of them, to be honest with you. They make me somewhat sick. They really do. The fall mechanics, because the thing is, you think you have everything under control, right? And then the game, through the fall mechanics, very, very quickly tells you, hey, you don't have anything under control at all. We're deciding what's going on here. That's pretty much Demon Souls. That's the way Demon Souls regains control, by making you fall. Because it's the game's decision whether or not you fuck up, really. But, even if Bloodborne is the worst game in the series for someone, it's still like 10 times better than most other game releases. That's definitely true. And I try to mention that whenever I can. I speak ill of Bloodborne in the context of Souls games, not games in general. I would definitely say that Bloodborne as a game is really, really good. And I extend the same idea to Monster Hunter World, because as you probably know, Shepard, I'm not a huge fan of Monster Hunter World. But that's not really here or there. That's just in the context of Monster Hunter, and for me as a very long time Monster Hunter player who has specific preferences. Definitely if you look at it as a game on its own, it's better than most games out there. It's really how it is. That's what happens when you're someone like me who's been playing the Souls series and the Monster Hunter series for a long time. You become very spoilt for good games. So that's definitely the case for the Souls series for me. If anything is just not good enough in the Souls series, for me personally, I start to disparage that like you wouldn't believe, because, you know, there are some absolute masterpieces in the Souls series, and I have said time and time again that the fact that Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 exist just together as one game coming after the other is just mind-blowing, because the idea that From Software can come out with this game and then come out with Dark Souls, which, as far as I'm concerned, does not in any way try to be Demon Souls. It tries to be its own thing, but they are both excellent games. That is just an incredible thing to me. And because the thing is, they are not even remotely comparable. If you look at Dark Souls and that interconnected world, that is masterful game design, and yet none of that exists in Demon Souls. So they had a formula in Demon Souls that they could have easily milked. They could have just come out with a Demon Souls 2 that was roughly the same idea, same formula, same everything, because it's good, it works. But they didn't do that. They made something completely new, and I think that is absolutely incredible, because that decision to do something new is risky, I suppose, but if you actually look at the result, it's wow. I can't believe that these two games exist together. And a lot of people fail to realise this. A lot of people don't even know this game exists. You know, they wonder why Dark Souls 3 is so good. It's because it's basically Demon Souls 2. And they don't know that. They don't realise that it's so much of what made Demon Souls good. And I only recently came to the realisation that Dark Souls 3 was a great game, because by the time Dark Souls 3 came out, I was really no longer enamored with the Souls series because of Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2. So I just kind of naturally brushed off Dark Souls 3. But then I played it and realised that it was frickin' Demon Souls. It's just no one told me because no one played Demon Souls. That's the hilarious thing. The moment someone would have told me that it was like Demon Souls, I would have gone and played it. But no one told me that because no one played it. So, oh, it's quite hilarious when you think of it in that terms, or in those terms. I don't need my stream invaded because what ends up happening is that probably no one really knows me or cares about me, so it's best to just keep the two communities separate maybe. But definitely anyone who's interested in the Demon Souls or Soul series games definitely may as well check this out, because as far as I know this is one of the only, if not the only, Demon Souls livestream series that exists on YouTube, and it will be a very, very lengthy livestream series. That is something that I can guarantee to you. But anyway, I do like to kill these stupid enemies in here when given the chance, but I probably won't bother this time around. Just gonna mash the Fool's Idol here, don't worry about me. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of damage to her. It's also important to mention that you can still hit her after she has disappeared for a considerable length of time. There is a way to tell who is the real one. It's, oh, not this shit. It's by the soul ray that she casts. That's the big one, so we want to go and hit her. If we can kill her, that would be somewhat dandy. Come on, there we go. What a joke, am I right? What a joke. Anyway, the Fool's Idol can definitely be a problem, because she has these magical circles that are on the ground. And if you walk into them, yeah, you're going to get attacked by a lot of Fool's Idols, put it that way. That is the baby's nail. That is not something that I really wanted or needed, but I picked it up anyway just to demonstrate its existence. He'd probably smash me. I wouldn't smash you. If he was on PS4 with DS3 or Bloodborne, I would, but he won't. No. More like I can't, because I sold my PS4, so yeah, can't rather than won't. But even if I could, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, Dark Souls 3, definitely for me in the Soul series now. If it's not Demon Souls, I want to be playing it on PC, so that's my preference right now. That's for pretty much all games. All games that I can play on PC will be played on PC, because I like to have all of my game saves in roughly the same place. But anyway, we're going to check our world tendency. What is that? That is very far from pure white. That's closer to just white, like almost neutral. Ugh. Actually, maybe it was neutral before, or one step into dark. But my decision, or my, well, not decision, but my plan to get the three-cornered hat is being slowly but surely shat on. Because the thing is, the Phosphorescent Pole is not that good of a weapon, and I don't really want to be starting to use it after I've completed World 3, but maybe I'll have to do that now. I guess I'm just going to have to go through World 3 with this setup. Anyway, what I'm going to do in the meantime is... Oh, that's right, I need to go and rescue Sage Frake. Let's go and do that now. That's fine. It'll be a nice, quick thing for me to do. Why the hell did... Or why the heck did I sell my PS4? It had to do with the fact that I really don't play games outside of the Monster Hunter and Souls series. I'm not a huge gamer, but when I do play games, it's usually within the same series, or, you know, just playing the exact same games over and over again. So I just knew that owning a PS4 was not going to help me in any way. Like, there was just no reason for me to own it. So the reason why I sold it was for that reason, because I did buy a PS4 exactly so that I could play Monster Hunter World, and then as well as that, I realized, hey, I'm going to be buying a Switch, and I didn't want to overspend, you know, because I just bought a PS4 essentially. Realized that that wasn't worth it. The reason why, by the way, that I sold the PS4 was because Monster Hunter was coming to PC. If it wasn't coming to PC, I wouldn't have sold it. but PC was definitely going to be the version that I would play. So as soon as there was confirmation that the PC version was going to come out, I stopped playing the PS4 version, because I didn't want to sink hours into something that I was just going to abandon anyway. And then, because you know how I am, I'm all about value for my time, or the value of my time. I always try to, I guess, evaluate that, and don't waste time, and not waste time. Anyway, I'm always recorrecting the grammar of my sentences. That's just how I am. But anyway, well, it's necessary, isn't it? I can't just sit here speaking a bastardization of the English language, can I? But, the Switch was reasonably expensive, and I'd already bought a PS4, so I thought, hey, let's just sell the PS4, I don't need it, and I'll get the Switch for Generations Ultimate. And that was a very easy decision. I did not have to agonize over that decision at all, I can assure you. But anyway, we are going to reach Sage Frake momentarily. He is through here. Now, we picked up the special key fairly early on. We were able to rescue this guy from the moment we reached that bridge with the big crossbow trap. It was called the special key, and actually it's in English, I think. Is it? No. Wow. Why did I think it was in English? Obviously I've played this game so much in English that I was, you know, in my mind's eye, in my memory, I was hallucinating. Like, my memories are hallucinating, if that makes sense. Anyway, because I remembered picking up something that had special key written on it. Anyway, he gives us this, but that's not really the benefit to rescuing him. It's bringing him back to the Nexus and making magic using his magical know-how and prowess. Yeah, definitely. The worst of the Soul series is still pretty damn good. It's only by comparison that you can say that it's the worst in the Soul series. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. Of course, when you have a video game series that is so above everything else, at least for me, I mean, obviously people have their preferences. Ooh, nearly fell down there. Where the fuck am I going then? I'm going over this way, that's right. See, even I get lost going through the Tower of Latria. I'm not as good going backwards as I am going forwards through it, I think you'll find. I mean, I'm not actually lost, but I was misplaced there. So, yeah, because I am such an avid Souls player, I still don't feel any better about a game like Bloodborne, which I don't like. And, you know, a lot of people like that game, and that's fine. It's just that when it came out, I was expecting a Souls game, and I didn't get a Souls game, so I got upset about it. And I'm still upset about it. I'll never get over it. But anyway, there's this weird body that's holding the Archstone in World 3. There is no other... Oh, sorry, in World 3.1 more specifically, there is no other world section where there is a body holding the frickin' Archstone. I think that's pretty grim. But anyway, what am I doing now? That's right, talking to Sage Frake and making the Soul Ray, because that is going to replace our Soul Arrow. And you can see Bior of the Twin Fangs is sitting here. The benefit to having these NPCs here is for later, when you kill them, for colourless demon souls by interacting with Mephistopheles. But that will not be until we more or less are going into New Game Plus, because you can kill as many people as you want here. Doesn't matter if you're going into New Game Plus, because they'll all respawn anyway. So we don't really need to talk to the Apprentice anymore. He's not going to give us anything of too much use. I don't know what KH2 is, unfortunately. Is it, I'm really bad with acronyms, but obviously I'm an awful gamer, because I don't know what KH means. I'm sure it's obvious, but anyway, so this is the Soul Ray, and that will consume the Dole Demon Soul. And I don't believe there is anything else that we can do with the Dole Demon Soul apart from that. Let me just double check, because I am interested to see. It is going to be the... Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2. Right here. Should have worked that out. But I don't think Kingdom Hearts is my thing. I'm just having a look at the Dole Demon Soul to see what other uses it has. Just Soul Ray has, I thought. Let's go do that. And then we will equip that. Are there any other souls that we can make? Not souls, you know what I mean when I say that. That's Light Weapon. I will probably use that over Cursed Weapon. The thing is with Cursed Weapon is that it slowly whittles away your health as time goes on when you have it activated, I think. Light Weapon doesn't do that, so... We can get Warding if we want. Well, we might as well, because... And that's not Poison Cloud, that's just Mist. Like, it doesn't have any special effect, I don't believe. That's warding, that uses the Iron Demon Soul. I may as well just do that. Oh, I don't have the soul, because it needs to be in my inventory for me to be able to trade it. So... yeah, my boy. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I actually didn't know anything about Kingdom Hearts until you showed me, like, a clip for... It might have been a promotional clip for one of the games, and I honestly had no idea that it was this mishmash of characters from different games. And to be honest, that doesn't really appeal to me too much. I'm sure the gameplay might be good. I know absolutely nothing about the gameplay. The extent to my knowledge of Kingdom Hearts is that it's this mishmash of characters from different games. I know nothing else about it, so it might have pretty good gameplay, but if I do try it out, it won't be anytime soon. It's not really high on my list of priorities, unfortunately. I think we're continuing into World 3-2 now, are we? I think so. Not that I really want to. Oh yes, warding will be useful for the boss, by the way, of World 3-2. The only bosses that I use warding on are the Man-Eaters and King Allant. No other bosses, because I don't need it on any other bosses. We're going to withdraw the Iron Demon Soul, and I need to refer to, again, the images of the souls, because it's all in Japanese and I can't read shit, so what I need to do is actually... Where is it? Iron Demon Soul, I'm trying to... There it is. So it should be this one here. Yes. That wasn't too hard, was it? So I may as well... Actually, can I equip warding? Probably not. I think it requires 2 slots. Okay. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, so let's just make warding, that's fine. Warding is the better version of protection. Protection is crap, just don't bother with that. Alrighty, so now that we've used the Iron Demon Soul, we can probably get rid of Flame Toss. I'm not going to need that anymore, and we'll equip warding. Just in case I feel the need to use it at some point that's not during the boss. As far as this weapon, I'll upgrade it later. It should be enough for the Man-Eaters, will it? It's just the thing is that I don't want to be completing too much before getting the Phosphorescent Pole, because to continue upgrading this weapon, I'd pretty much need to finish the 4th Archstone, and I just don't want to do that. It's so easy in this game, and this is one thing about Demon Souls, it's very much a New Game Plus game, because by the time you've completed your build, at least comfortably, you've already pretty much finished the game, so you just go into New Game Plus to really get an opportunity to enjoy your build. That seems to be how it goes. Disney characters, I didn't even know that it had Disney characters. Some of the ridiculously complex boss battles might appeal to me in the Kingdom Hearts series. The story would piss me off. You know, I would only record Kingdom Hearts just to sit there and bash it to high hell. And nothing else. Like, because if the story would annoy me, then I'd just be sitting there bashing it the whole time, and I would make so many people angry. Probably you as well. Not that I'd want to do that, but, you know, if the story would piss me off, definitely I would be doing that. But then again, if it pisses me off, maybe I'd better not play it, because I prefer to play games that I enjoy, if you can imagine that. But anyway, so at this point we're doing 258 damage. Oh, what I should be doing is leveling up. Let's just do that. Let's go level up before we continue here. I completely forgot that that was something that I could do. Oh, what do you do in a Souls game? You collect souls, and then what do you do with those souls? You level up. It's pretty simple. But anyway, that was something that had completely left my mind, clearly. So what we're going to do, just so that we can level up a little bit more, is consume these souls, and we're going to put them here as well, because this is 10 times faster than having to go in the inventory and do it, because basically every single time you consume a soul in your inventory, it will close out of the inventory, so it's really bad. One of the benefits to Dark Souls 2, and there aren't many benefits to that game, but there are some. One of them was the ability to consume a set number of souls, the number of souls that you choose to, all at one time. That was a really good idea. That's something that stayed in Dark Souls 3. And that is one thing that I absolutely loved about Dark Souls 3. It was the fact that it kept everything that was actually good about Dark Souls 2 and removed everything that wasn't good. So that's pretty great. I like that. You know, that's why Dark Souls 3 is just this great game. It's almost as if I came along, right? It's as if I came along and was told, okay, Doomlink, you need to make a Souls game that is of the era, but is also good. So what I would do then is take the previous Dark Souls game, which was Dark Souls 2, take everything good from that, but then also draw on the game that they had left behind, which was Demon Souls. And that's exactly what Dark Souls 3 is. I mean, it's like... blows my fucking mind. You would love to watch that. Okay, you would love to watch me rip on Kingdom Hearts. Okay, well, maybe I'll do that one day. If, look, as long as... yeah, if it doesn't piss you off, then that's great. Because, put it this way, I don't mind pissing off random people. I just don't want to piss off my friends. Because if some random person comes on expecting this nice, wholesome Let's Play of a Kingdom Hearts game, and I'm just sitting there absolutely ripping it apart, then it's going to be pretty funny. So, because these people are going to dislike it. Look at me. I've just consumed these souls, and what have I failed to do? Level up. I just... it's okay, Doomlink. If you don't want to level up, don't level up. I'm a master at wasting time, I can assure you. I've been streaming for 40 minutes already. It's been going pretty fast. I wasn't really paying attention at all while going through World 3-1. Honestly, like, it was just... I wasn't... it was all subconscious. But anyway, let's go and talk to the... what's-her-face? This woman over here, and what we're going to do is try to level up our magic, because I want to have a little bit more damage on my weapon. +3 is pretty good, but definitely the benefit to this weapon is that it's going to get a lot stronger as I level up my magic. So, I still need to get dexterity to 16 for the Phosphorescent Pole, but if I'm not going to be getting that until the end of World 3, then I may as well just not bother with that for now. I also need to get strength 2 more points in. So, or I need to put 2 more points into strength. We're going to put some points into magic to start with. Maybe up to... ooh, that consumed more than I expected. But that's alright. We are now doing 269? What was it before? Was it 258 or something? I think that's what it was. But anyway, that's alright. Doing more damage, that's what matters. Let us continue on into World 3-2, which is going to be pretty quick and easy. Yeah, I don't know if I'll fall in love with Kingdom Hearts. Look, I'm not a Disney fan. I like old Disney, you know, the stuff from the 50s and the 60s and stuff. And maybe a bit before then. But not the, I guess, 80s and beyond Disney, which is like all this animated stuff for kids. There was a time when Disney was for kids, but kids were different back then. Back in the 50s and 60s, you know. Because, I mean, for instance, I look back on... Disney's 1960 Treasure Island, and you know, a guy is like climbing up after Jim Hawkins, like up the rafters of the ship, and he comes face to face with Jim Hawkins. Jim Hawkins pulls out his fucking gun, shoots him in the face. Disney, ladies and gentlemen. And then the guy just falls off the fucking crow's nest and like into the water, like not before smashing onto the deck of the ship. Like that's fucking cool. Like I like that. I mean, how many Disney movies can you say in this day and age are going to have? Well, then again, I mean, Disney movies. Not all Disney movies are for kids. That's one thing that needs to be mentioned. But definitely that was more of a family-oriented movie, not for just... Anyway, point is that it was good. I like the old Disney movies, and I like old movies in general. It's just that I don't watch many movies. So I think that if I watched more movies, I'd be watching movies from, you know, Casablanca era sort of thing. That's what I like. But anyway. Some more Moonstone. That's right. There is some Moonstone in World 3. I was thinking like where I was going to be getting Moonstone because I wasn't getting any in World 4. So, yeah. Treasure Planet sends one character flying into a black hole. Unless that character's getting ripped to pieces, it's probably not violent enough for me. No, I don't really need too much violence. I was hearing about Treasure Planet from someone. Maybe it was from you. Someone was saying it was the best fucking movie on planet Earth, but... I don't know anything about that. Maybe it was Sam, I don't know. Someone was saying it was good. Anyway, I think it was from our little group. But anyway, at this point I'm going around looking for Moonlight Stone, and I think there's some at the end here. I think there's some chunks of Moonlight Stone just down here. May as well use Soul Ray on you just to demonstrate it. As you can see, it's a much thinner ray, and it is much more reliable than the Soul Arrow. To start with, the Soul Ray is a bit better with its homing. As well as that, you can see that I just got 2 shards of Moonlight Stone there, And as I continue down here, I will get a chunk of Moonlight Stone. But, yeah, Soul Ray is a bit more homing. It has longer range, and it also pierces through enemies, and that's really cool. Probably you love that movie, yeah, okay. I know nothing about it. All I know is that I think last time I mentioned Treasure Island, you mentioned Treasure Planet, so that's how we got on this conversation again, I think. Anyway. So, if I continue up here, we will be able to continue through the area. That was just a side thing for me to pick up a few items. Pretty much the goal of this area is to cut these chains that are holding up this grotesque thing, and I don't really know what it is. It's some kind of heart. And, you know, seriously, it's sickening. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll give Treasure Planet a try. I thought wasn't it more of a kids' movie, Treasure Planet? I don't know. I vaguely remember that after looking into it when you mentioned it. Yeah, this is gross, by the way. I mean, look at this. It's in this sort of sling, and it's like, ugh. These are the spooky pots, by the way, if you know anything about the spooky pots. But that's what I call them anyway. You can call them whatever you want. I call them the spooky pots. As you can see, I'm doing a decent amount of damage. Actually, 4 hits to kill these guys is not quite what I want, but it's alright. I'm not horrendously underpowered for the area. It's just fortunate that I know what I'm doing. You know, these guys in particular, I need to use magic on, because otherwise I'm not going to have the patience required to actually kill them. My magic is doing good damage though, as you would hope and expect, given that it's a magic build, so yeah, I'm cool with that. That's a Flamberge there, not going to pick that up, I don't need it. I'm not planning on using the Flamberge in this build. Is there anything that I missed there? No. Let us continue then. There is some Old Spice over here, and there was a very, very funny moment during one of my Let's Plays where I completely and utterly fucked up one time. Uh-oh, I'm getting attacked from behind, and I ended up targeting the wrong person and rolled towards the person who was attacking me. Actually not what I wanted, but I'll tell you that story in a moment once I've dealt with these enemies. I said that it was homing more, but you can see the range of that is really good. It's just that I lost my target, so... Oh shit, come on. I really need to get some spice happening. That's alright, I'll just go melee from here. You can see that these guys have piercing weapons as well. These guys drop Lost Soldier Souls, I think they're called. Anyway, so the funny story was that in one of my Let's Plays, I can't remember which one it was, it might have been my magic build, or it was my first build, but no, it wasn't. It must have, I'm saying it wasn't my first build. It had to be the magic build, which was the 3rd build that I did in the Let's Play series. And I can't remember if it was New Game or New Game Plus, but I went on this ledge here, and I'll demonstrate it because I want the Old Spice. It's 6 Old Spice, it's pretty good. But pretty much what I did here, and I'm not going to repeat it this time around, that's not happening, hold on. Breaking these pots because I don't need anything obstructing my movements. What I did instead of pressing X was I pressed circle. Now if you know what pressing circle does when you're stationary, it does a backdash. So I backdashed off the fucking edge instead of picking up the Old Spice. That was a really, really sad moment. So, yeah. Not my proudest moment in life, but what can I say? Sometimes you do silly things, and that was a moment where I did a silly thing. Yes, that's right, I need to equip some spice. How much Old Spice do I have? I don't think that was 6, actually. I'm gonna sneeze in a moment, by the way. Oh, God. Instead of actually sneezing, okay, so the shock of actually shoulder charging my microphone caused me to stop sneezing, because I did actually lean forward to sneeze there, but yeah, obviously I changed my mind. Or my brain changed its mind because I shoulder charged the microphone. So anyway, next time, okay, look, if you're about to sneeze, just shoulder charge your microphone, maybe you'll not sneeze. So like if you're in this situation where it's like, please don't sneeze, just shoulder charge your microphone. Don't have a microphone? Well, I can't help you. That's the only remedy to that situation that I can think of. Anyway. Can you stop? Waiting for them to do their crap is a little annoying sometimes, because they like to fly around. Definitely sometimes when you're trying to fight them, they'll just be flying around and being annoying, so... Basically what we do here, and this is one of 2 locations in this area, where we need to kill all of these enemies, and they're sort of performing this magic which is, I guess, keeping the chain held in one place. And then once we kill all those enemies, this chain will break because the magic holding it there is now gone. So it's not actually physically held there, it's just the magic. That looks really, really dark. It looks dark on my screen as well. But anyway. The funny thing is that whatever I do in OBS, well, I say in OBS, it's through the Elgato game capture software, and OBS sort of interacts with that. Whatever I do there in terms of editing brightness will change on my television as well. So if I have like weird brightness on my game on the computer, then it will be the same on my television, which is really interesting how those two things interact. You need to sort of drop at an angle there, otherwise you'll just drop straight off the fucking edge. Like if you're going straight ahead there, you can end up just not in the right place. But anyway, we just picked up a shard of archstone there. That is in effect a homeward bone. But they're a lot more valuable in this game. They're more expensive and you get less of them than you would homeward bones, which is understandable, because it's just a different sort of system in this game compared to Dark Souls. Gotta head to work, yep. Catch you later, Ethan. Thanks for watching. So, stay awesome. You stay awesome as well. We've got Yurt the Silent Chief here, and he is an interesting fellow, because he drops the Gloom set, which is a good set if you want high resistance to poison and stuff like that. It's quite good. Let me just double check something. I don't... Just need to check something momentarily. Oh god. The still image for the video that I posted in that Discord channel is just me going, like, it's so fucking bad. I was thinking that because it chooses a random still from the live stream up to that point, and it was good so far, well before then, but this time it was like, so I'm not happy about that. Anyway, so, hello. You can free him if you want, I will free him. And I think maybe... I can't remember if killing him for Mephistopheles will give us a colourless demon soul or not. I don't know. I'm just going to let him live. I usually kill him, but I'm going to be nice and let him live. We're going to go into this cage, and that is going to close, and we will end up going down to the bottom. And you can see that that chain is already moving. That's because it's slowly but surely bringing us down. And this actually descends quite a distance, and I like this about this place. It looks really dark, but that's alright. This is a dark area. I said that World 4 was the darkest area, but this is probably second on the dark competition scale. But anyway, I now only have one person watching. Well, that confirms something for me, because that means that if it's two people watching, then I'm not both of those people, so that's good to know. That means I've always had at least one person watching, which is good. And that is, of course, assuming that one person watching is me. It would be great if it showed who, apart from me, was watching. But anyway. I can't remember where the fucking entranceway onto this is. This is one thing that always confuses me. I need to try and find the entrance onto the boardwalk. It's always annoying. I find it after I go walk about for long enough. It's just that I have to go walk about for a while to find it. So these enemies here are kind of annoying. What they do is they split in half when you get them to about half health. I think it's about half. But the worst thing is that you think you've killed them sometimes, but then they're not dead. These guys drop Mercury Stone, which is... I can't remember what that's for, as per usual. That's a Stone of Ephemeral Eye, it's very useful. At this point I'm just trying to get through World 3-2 as fast as possible, and then of course... once I kill the Archdemon, I should be at pure white tendency. Because, you know... Oh! You little bastard. So, I have Ed's Grindstone, so that's alright. Let's go and equip the Crescent Falchion just for you. Just for you, because you're special. It isn't even doing that much more damage than my broken Crescent Falchion. Not Crescent Falchion, broken... whatchamacallit. Anyway, so what we're going to do, apart from not being able to speak, what we're going to do is we're going to Ed's Grindstone that. And now it's fully repaired. I don't have too many Ed's Grindstones, so I'd say that was a worthy usage of it, because I don't really have any other weapons to use, sadly, so yeah, that was definitely worthwhile. Let me just avoid you, because he's going to vomit on me, which is clearly a durability-destroying vomit. I mean, I don't really want to be vomited on in general, it's a bit gross, but if it's destroying the durability of my weapons and armor, then it's going to annoy me even more, you know. Some more mercury stone. I'll find out what that does soon. Don't you worry about that. Anyway. We will soon be reaching the halfway point for this. Actually, maybe now we're at the halfway point for the level. Basically, what you do in this level is you, as I said before, destroy those two chains, but then you also sort of return to the beginning in a way. It sort of does a big loop, and at that point you're sort of given straight passage to the boss, which is quite good. So that basically allows you to return to the Nexus to prepare for the boss, which is oftentimes quite necessary. Now, I don't know if this guy's going to get hit by this Soul Ray and actually take a lot of damage from it. He took a decent amount of damage from it. Let's have a Soul Ray battle, man. Yeah, you do that. It's not going to hit me from this distance, you fool. Thanks for dying. The benefits of magic. So, let's... Oh, is it worth using the Herculean Strength Ring? Yes, because we don't really have a ring that's worth using outside of that, so I guess we'll just use the Herculean Strength Ring. That's fine. And then I will return to the Nexus before fighting the boss to put that stuff away, because otherwise I'll probably just forget, and then I'll become reliant on the Herculean Strength Ring. Unnecessarily, of course, because I'm really not. Like, I have plenty of item burden at this point for what I have in my inventory, just normally, so there's no real reason for me to need the Herculean Strength Ring. But once again, I mean, second time I've proven the ring to be quite useful. It is just a nice thing to have as you're going through an area, because, you know, it's all well and good to say, oh, I can keep track of my item burden, but sometimes you just forget, like I did there. And, yeah, it's just worth having it there as a fail-safe, because if you don't have that ring, then what ends up happening is that you can't pick up any more items. It's quite bad, I think you'll find. Unless you find something in your inventory that you don't need that is rather heavy and is worth dropping, then yeah, that's another way around it. But I'd say that, well, that's a chunk of mercury stone, I think. So we're going to kill you, if that's possible. Shouldn't have done that. I should have taken my advice and just done, like, sort of stopped and then done the two-handed R1, because that has a vertical ability as well, or has vertical reach. Probably hit you, don't mind me. Can you not interrupt my attack, please? Come on, there we go. Oh, managed to get that target back. So you're dead. What about you? Don't know what this other guy's doing. These guys are definitely like the man-eaters. Similar sort of species of creature. I always had this theory that they were once humans and then they turned into whatever these are. So, probably gonna have some fresh spice if you don't mind. Just gonna roll backwards. Shield that. May as well attack. Oh no, I was gonna go melee with you, but obviously I don't have my sword equipped right now. Yeah, Soul Ray does consume a lot of your magic, but that's okay. I'll just have to up my intelligence soon. Trying to cast magic and failing. Use a late moon. I think that might have been the first time that I've healed in this level so far. Possibly. Can you just fucking stop? Christ. Need to take this Shard of Archstone off. Alright. Time to die. Yeah, get out of my face. There we go. Managed to pick up the item just as he fell. That's what I like. Okay. So I think there's a drop-off just over here. Maybe. Or is that going to link to the... Yes, it does. So we can stand here for the elevator if we want. And this elevator is going to take us to the last, you know, chain breaking thing. I guess I was really unlucky with the timing here, so now I have to sit here and wait. That's alright. In the meantime, I will... Oh, no, 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 don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it. Oh, fuck. And you saw what almost happened there. You saw what almost happened. That would have been really bad. And it wouldn't have been the first time that I've done that, which is probably the worst thing about it. Anyway. So, it's been almost an hour since I started streaming. And, just thinking of, yeah. How long will it take for me to get to... I'm just thinking in my head, like, how much time is going to take for me to do everything that I want to do in this video. Because after I've finished all of this, I want to also clear 5-1. then get the Phosphorescent Pole, which will require me to take down World 3 to pure black, but then also getting the tricorn. So what I might actually do is just have this video be World 3. I think that's what we're going to do. So even though I said in the description that we're going to be doing that stuff in this video, at least you'll be able to watch the video and see that I wasn't able to do that this time around, so that's alright. That was my intention, and this here is all leading up to that, so that's important to mention. So if we... where do we go from here? I guess we just continue down. Had I played that cutscene, you would have been able to see that disgusting heart-looking thing fall and, you know, turn into this bloody mess, but anyway. Where am I going? I'm going somewhere else, not where I had just come from. There we go. This is the new direction, and I believe that this is going to link back to the beginning. Yes, you can see the archstone just over there. Or maybe you can't, but I can. That's the point. I'm pointing it out to you. Now you might be able to see it. Anyway. So, at this point... That's right, I wanted to put some stuff away in Stockpile Thomas's storage. So that's what we're going to do. Definitely I probably threw off a few people. Probably no one, by a few people. When I said that I wasn't going to stream today, and now I am, so... Anyway. Hello, second viewer. Welcome. We're currently going through World 3 for the person who just joined, and I'm going to put some stuff into Stockpile Thomas's storage first and foremost, and there is a lot of that for me to put away, mostly stones and such. As far as other things, let me just... I think I might have picked up a lot of other stuff. Maybe I need to start upgrading my vitality. Because let me look at this. The item burden business. Oh no, that's okay. No, that's alright. That's equip burden that's really close to being too heavy. But item burden, that's fine. We'll just keep with that. So we're going to be taking on the boss momentarily for World 3-2. And we're going to be using warding to do that. And we should be alright. I'm probably going to be... Actually, I can probably rely on the shield a little bit in this fight. Oh, welcome back, Unlucky. I did say that I wasn't going to stream today, but I lied, as you can tell. Welcome. The situation with this sword is that it's probably doing enough damage, but I don't know if it is. With the Man-Eaters, it's essentially the precursor, as I've said in the past, to the Bell Tower Gargoyles from Dark Souls. You fight one, and then once you get one of them to around half health, I would say, the other one starts appearing. And it might be time-based as well. So pretty much what you want to do is be able to kill the first one as fast as humanly possible. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I've got warding here. That should be enough. I believe my damage output will be sufficient. So, but yeah, really, I just was hoping things to be a little bit smoother when it came to getting the Phosphorescent Pole, but by the looks of it, it's going to be mostly a New Game Plus weapon. But anyway, it makes sense because it's kind of before you get to New Game Plus that you have the opportunity to get a lot of colourless Demon Souls anyways, so it kind of makes sense. We're going to go and head up. Should I head down first? Maybe we'll head down, because there are some items that we can pick up now. And actually that's worthwhile, because we will be able to trade one of the items down here for a colourless Demon Soul anyway. It is the Gold Mask. And if we give that to Sparkly the Crow, and it'll be a good opportunity for me to demonstrate Sparkly the Crow for people who haven't seen him in this game. And don't vomit on me, mate. Little butt. Oh, he's still alive. This is how these guys fuck you up. You think they're dead, but they're not, and it's it can cause problems. I'm gonna go two-handed with you just to quickly deal with you, because I don't like your friend. Let's do that. Not good enough, is it? Get out of my face. This is why it's very good to have magic against these guys, because as you can see, you have to kind of put up with their bullshit. They're like flying around, don't want to attack you. Alright, well I want to attack you, so prepare to die. Anyway. These guys, I mean, he didn't drop Mercury Stone. Oh well. So here are the items throughout this area, and just be aware that there are some enemies here still, so don't be too focused on picking up these items. Don't want to get messed around too much. So that was the Gold Mask and the Epi Rapier. Now the Epi Rapier I sometimes use for critical builds, mainly for aesthetic reasons. because it looks really cool. I'm going to equip it just to show you guys. It does look very nice. I can't use it because I don't have enough dexterity, most likely. If I can get this in the light. Let's go naked for a moment. Look at that. Now that is cool. I like a lot of the weapon designs in this game. They look really nice. And this is probably my favourite rapier in the Soul series as far as looks are concerned. I would use this and the gold mask for aesthetic purposes for my critical builds back in the day. And it's quite nice. And I would recommend it if you want to look nice. But anyway. So, let's go and equip the Uchigatana. I probably should have put away the weapons that I didn't need, especially this. I mean, that's 10 units of weight, and I don't even need it, and I'm never going to use it. So it's a bit of a waste to even have it in my inventory because of item burden. So, and once again, I'm not a huge fan of item burden. It's not a system that I think is worth having in the game. And I think that's the reason why it never returned. I think it was a nice idea. I mean, fair enough. It was pretty innovative, I have to say. But it's not really helpful. Yes. This is one thing that I have always mentioned when it comes to Demon Souls. It is the best game in terms of atmosphere. And it was definitely one of these aspects that Bloodborne returned to when they were making that game. And I remember when Bloodborne, what was its... you know, I thought that Bloodborne was its project name when it was first announced. Like, I don't know when that was. It might have even been in 2013 when it was first announced. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was as far back as 2013 when it was first announced. And it was announced with the name Bloodborne. I thought that was just going to be a project name and it was going to get a proper Souls name, but it didn't. But the point is, when I saw that little alpha, well, not even alpha, just some sort of version of the game that was put out for people to see in the very early stages, my immediate thought was Demon Souls. And you could tell that not just from the graphical style, but generally it was more of an atmosphere-based game. And that was all about From Software returning to the glory that which is this game. And I just love the atmospheric aspects to this game. Definitely they did a good job in this location. And many other locations as well, if not all of them. So, Project Beast, was that what it was called? Maybe it was. I just remembered that it had a project name, but anyway. Whatever it was called back then is what it was called back then, obviously. The facts are the facts. But for some reason I remember it being called Bloodborne back then, and thinking that it was going to get a different name, because it was basically said to be a project name, but maybe it got the name Bloodborne a bit later, maybe a year later, something like that. But anyway. I was interested, because I was thinking, oh, finally we're going to get something that's not crap like Dark Souls 2. Well, no, if it was in 2013, Dark Souls 2 didn't come out yet. I mean, what was I? Maybe I was... No, I'm thinking... Okay, so in 2013 I was watching the Dark Souls 2 stuff. That's right. And then, probably in 2014, I was watching the Bloodborne stuff. There you go. So in 2013 it would have been the Dark Souls 2 early footage. And then when I saw the early footage for whatever it was, Bloodborne or Project Beast, depending on what they were calling it, when I did end up watching it, and I can't remember when I watched that. Maybe it was already being called Bloodborne by that time. But definitely, first thing that came to mind was Demon Souls. And then I played it, and it wasn't even a Souls game, so long story short, I was a little bit miffed. More than a little bit. But anyway, I played it for 12 hours straight, and I was begging for death. But anyway, so... Is there any ring here that would be good to have for this fight? I mean, maybe the Clever Rats ring? You know what, let's just do the Clever Rats ring. Not the Clever Rats ring, sorry. I was thinking that it was something else. I was thinking it was the blue Tear Stone ring equivalent, but no, that is the red Tear Stone ring equivalent. I'm being stupid. So maybe we'll do the... Let's just do the Regenerator's ring, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So for this fight, we are going to be using warding, because, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be necessary yet, because I have decent defense. Not the best defense, but it's decent. So, yeah. Let's get ready to go. I need to psych myself up for this. Should I cast when I go? I'll cast when I go in. It doesn't take long to cast. Alrighty. Let's go, my friend. I'm gonna shield only because I've got a really good shield. You can see my damage output here could be better. Need to cut that tail. It's really useful to cut that tail. I think it also does some damage to him when I cut it. So I can pretty much take those attacks head on. Ooh, very close to being knocked off the edge. Don't you fucking dare. If I didn't roll there, I would have been gone. Absolutely. I'll top up my health here. Tail. There we go, got the tail off. At the very least, that's going to help us to... Actually, no, it doesn't help differentiate the different man-eaters, because the second one that comes actually doesn't have a tail, so now I've made it harder, technically, for that purpose, but anyway. See, even with warding, I'm taking enough damage, you know. I wouldn't really want to be taking much more damage than what I'm taking now, and this is with warding, and warding is a big deal. Need to kill this guy as quickly as possible. Might just go two-handed just to speed this up. It is making a considerable difference, actually. Can you hurry up and come down here? This is what annoys me about him. Here we go, come on. Yep, this is really good, actually. Yeah, come on, don't you fly away, don't you dare. Need to mash you to death. There we go. Excellent. So as long as you have... As long as you're fighting one at a time, you'll be alright. That's one thing to mention. I'll read what you said in a moment, Unlucky, after this boss fight. Uh-oh, that's not good. I don't want him to do that. Cut that fucking tail off. So, apparently that one doesn't spawn without a tail. This is so bad. I shouldn't have fucking... Ah, come on! Like, this fucking boss, I don't usually die to him anymore. Like, I usually don't. I'm usually smart about my positioning. Fuck, that's so bad, because it's so important that I get to pure white in this playthrough. Otherwise, I won't be getting the Phosphorescent Pole at all. Or I won't be getting the tricorn at the very least. Not the tricorn, you know what I mean, the three-cornered hat. Whenever I think of three-cornered hat, I immediately think of a tricorn, which is like a pirate's hat, you know, or a mariner's hat, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that was fucking shit. Anyway, yeah, definitely, Dark Souls 2 had some good ideas. And I can't deny that. It was a good Souls game in a lot of regards. It was mainly in the theory area, but not in the practical application area. I think you'll find that the game itself felt a bit like dog shit to play, and that's me being ironic. It actually felt like utter fucking dog shit to play. And that's not okay. I don't like to, you know, put however many hours I put into Dark Souls 1. It might have been 1,500 by the time Dark Souls 2 came out. And then you play Dark Souls 2 and the entire game is super slow and lethargic feeling. It's like everything is just moving so slow. But then in amongst all that sluggishness of gameplay, you've got these enemies that move ultra fast to catch up to you, and it just doesn't feel right. Everything just feels completely wrong. It's just not nice. It's not good gameplay. You can actually, with Dark Souls 2, put down very concretely why the game feels bad to play, but just the fact that it feels bad to play in general makes it kind of not worth playing. Just in general, like if it doesn't feel good to play, and I don't know why I can't fucking... I was actually targeting him that entire time, or attempting to, but it wasn't letting me. It was really annoying. Anyway, so you're dead. Need to get my magic back up. I'll use another fresh... But actually, what I'll do is I'll cast warding before the fight. Get my magic back up and then enter the room. This is very annoying. I cannot allow another death, because then that is really going to put at risk the pure white area. I mean, the chances of not getting to pure white are pretty low, even if I die twice, but it's a chance, I mean, and I don't want that chance to exist. I said that I was going to do it a different way to how I just did it, but whatever, let's just get moving. Doesn't matter. As long as we kill this boss, we'll be alright. First and foremost, I will collect my soul. Try not to line up with him here. I'm not going to play it safe anymore, which might not work in my favour, but we'll see. I'll just fast roll my way through this fight. rare to have a good shield while doing this fight for me. Having a good shield does make the fight a lot easier, I will mention. Can you hurry up? Oh. Need to get warding back on the go. I don't mind taking a hit to cast that. Oh god, he tracks you so well with that punch. Ran out of stamina to roll there, that's alright. See, I was facing the drop-off, but I was so far away from it that I wasn't worried about getting fucked over or anything. Where are you? There you are. No, don't fly away again. Your friend's about to come. I mean, maybe you know that. But this is one good thing about having a fast attacking weapon, and he's above you like this. Not a fast attacking weapon, sorry, a longer ranged weapon like this. Can you stop? Your fucking friend is here. Oh, that's right. The second one that comes doesn't have glowing eyes. I'm about to get fucking knocked off again. Can you believe this? Don't you fucking dare, mate. See how I was stuck in the corner? That was really not fun. Where is the other one? Okay, so what I generally do when both of them are here is I circle around this torch. It's a good place to go. It's a bit easy to stay safe. This is the second one. Is he? Or is he the first one? I don't know who's who. Okay, so you are the second one, I think. It's funny, at the end of the last fight, I was just getting done telling you about how you're fine as long as you fight them one at a time, and then the single one killed me. It's like, great. But definitely fighting two at a time makes it a little harder. Can you fucking stop messing around? You're the second one. Damn it. Here's the other one. Stop flying around and come and fight me, please. Are you the one? You are the one. So at this point, I mean, warding's a bit overkill for this fight, as you can tell. But, I'm not taking any chances. I'll probably continue to fight him up here. This is generally the best place to stand if you don't want to get knocked off, and I think I don't want to get knocked off, so... It's fine, I can take that hit. Going back up over here, because I don't want to get knocked off. Fun fact. Oh, don't chase me. Just telling the spell not to chase me. But if you stand here... Oh, you still can't actually block that spell if you stand behind that torch. Makes sense, I guess. Can you come down, please? Oh, there you are. I don't mind taking that hit. Yep. Over here, stop. Yeah, I don't like the man-eaters for the reason that they're always crapping around like this. Yeah, that attack in particular is what launches you. The rushing forward also launches you a bit, but that in particular is quite bad. The temperature outside is really starting to skyrocket, so it's quite hot for me at the moment. More pressure, I guess, on the fight. Well, then again, that rush forward attack did launch me a lot. I think you can flinch lock this guy with a heavy enough weapon. Ooh, didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. You're almost dead, my friend. You know, one time I did fail the fight at this level of health. It was recorded on one of my Let's Plays. It was really bad. I was so upset. Bye. Fucking asshole. So where did we enter from? There's the Archstone. That's how we work it out. Okay, so that's the man-eaters killed. Not too difficult, it's just they can be hard. And I do stress that warding was overkill for that fight. Like, really overkill. That is the... What's it called again? I'm trying to remember the name of that. It's the Mixed Demon Soul. It's something that we can always consume. because the only thing that you can make with a mixed demon soul is... And let me just check something here. Actually, you can't use the eye stones, can you? I don't believe that there is any more online play here. You just... Because otherwise I would have been seeing messages around, so obviously there is no online play. Because what I was wanting was to, like, invade in here, but there is no online play in the Japanese version, sadly. I'm aware that it was shut down for all the other versions, I just wasn't sure about the Japanese version. Now, the old monk is very easy. The hardest thing about the old monk is the corridor leading up to him. That's the only thing, because you have to fight those Black Phantom Cthulhus in a tight space. So yeah, what I'm actually going to do, just out of interest, is check the Archstone tendency. Just interested to see what's going on with that. So I've been recording for about, or been streaming for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. Once again, probably going to do around a 2-hour stream today. Let's have a look at the Archstone. That looks like pure white. Shall we have a look and see if it's pure white? Then again, I didn't even confirm where the fucking rubble was. So now it's going to be harder for me to find exactly where it was. Because that's why I wanted to confirm where the rubble was. Because the, that's in katakana. Maybe it's like, man ita, something like that. That would be pretty funny. But, yeah. Because I don't want to go through the... Yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll just, I'll have a look and see if I can find that rubble. I think I'll be able to. Because once I get that hat, I'll have a big smile on my face. Because I feel like I've worked more than I really should have to get that stupid hat. But anyway, I only died once in that Archstone, fortunately, so it was a bit easier to get that happening. Now the rubble is at a lower level. It's like at the lowest level, I think, if I can remember correctly. So, it's just, I wish I would have found it before. That was something that I was intending on doing, but I was distracted chatting to Shepard and my friend Ethan in the stream chat, so... Annoying, but... Not annoying that I was chatting to them, but annoying that I completely forgot to check the rubble location, but anyway. I think it's on one of the lower levels, sort of near where the Fluted Knight set is. But yeah, I'm pretty positive that that's pure white, isn't it? Looks like pure white to me. If we, look, if we do find the rubble, that means that we're not at pure white, so we need to kill the old monk again. So it's not going to be here. It's going to be further down, I believe. So, okay. You've got, oh, you can go down even further there. I think the rubble's here. I just got a feeling that it's here. I didn't really go here before either. But, yeah, unlucky you missed the, yeah, unlucky that you missed this, but, yeah, Black Phantom Mind Flayers, that's what they're called. I just call them Cthulhus, but, you missed out on 3-1. I was able to get through it rather fast, didn't have too many problems. That's Black Phantom Lord Rydell, by the way. Not Black Phantom, Blue Phantom Lord Rydell. Okay, the rubble is here. What that means is that we need to go ahead and kill the Archdemon, because we're not currently at pure white. I mean, look how fucking bright that is. That's not pure white, I guess. I think there's almost like this tinge of another colour in pure white that sort of indicates that it's pure white. It's almost like a little bit of blue in it. But that's alright. Now we know where the rubble is, and we also know where Lord Rydell is, so that's good. The temptation to use the Shard of Archstone is strong, but I'll use it later, at a different time. Probably once I get the 3-cornered hat. When I do actually get that, oh, I'm going the wrong way, shit. Once I do get that hat, I will go ahead and use the Shard of Archstone, the single one that I have. I'll be able to buy more once I have Patches the Hyena hanging around, but I don't have him hanging around at the moment. I have to head up through here. There we go. You see, I do tend to get lost while going backwards through the Tower of Latria, but I don't get so lost that I'm not knowing where I am. I'm able to work out pretty quickly when I'm going in the wrong direction, so that's one benefit to that. So yeah, Black Phantom Cthulhu's or Mind Flayers are pretty bad in that they're already difficult to fight if you're not knowing what you're doing. For me, I mean, look, the reason why I can say that they're awful is because I had a lot of problems with them in the past, but not so much these days. I'm alright with them now, but in the past, ooh, I used to fear them like you wouldn't believe. Just the regular ones, and then the Black Phantom ones showed up, and I'm like, ooh, no thank you. Archstone's in here. But for those who have not really played this game before, I'm sure me going through the Tower of Latria just looks like what is this? You know, everything looks the same, seriously. So it's only once you've gone through the Tower of Latria a certain number of times that you'll always know where you are at any given point. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can very easily get lost through there. It's very frustrating. So what we're going to do now, I don't think we're going to level up. I'm just going to keep my souls. Because even if I die, which I shouldn't, look, we'll be alright. Let's just go for gold. We'll do it. I don't really like the old monk. He's a very easy boss to fight. But there's one thing that's annoying about him. And that's when you're trying to heal. Because he is a boss that basically... he is right on you the entire time, and if you try to heal, he won't let you heal, basically. Is it not going to let us skip this? This is one thing I hate about this cutscene, I always have to watch it. It's taking a while to load. Oh, I was able to skip it. I guess that's proof that I'm not in the online mode. Usually, whenever you're in the online mode, you're not allowed to skip that. So, oh well. But yeah, as I probably said in the past, the old monk is a very easy boss to kill. He's not hard at all. The only time he is hard is when you get your health down sort of low and you need to heal. That's when he starts to punish you a little bit. I think you can... well, look, I often try to backstab him, because if he bounces... if he has, like, claws, I think, he almost does melee attacks. So... ooh, look how much health you have. Holy shit. Because if you remember how much damage I was doing to these guys in World 3-2, like, this guy's got a little bit of a health boost. The worst part about this... come on. The worst part about this is that there's not just one, there's two of them. So that's a bit scary. Anyway, thank you for the fresh spice. I'm going to need it for your friend up ahead. Didn't want to actually equip the magic. So I'm going to go two-handed. It's better to have the vertical. Not just because it's in a corridor, but also because they're quite low on the ground. There you are, you little shit. It's actually, you can really deal with them pretty easily if they're doing that attack, the one with the lightning attack that sort of keeps you stuck in one place. It's when he's doing the soul ray that you have a problem, because he'll just do that soul ray and it travels so fast and it's probably going to one-shot you when it hits you. It's really bad. So, it's the soul ray that kills you, not so much the, I guess the lightning. I'm always thinking of a way to refer to that. I've never thought of a good way to refer to that. It's like that binding spell. Pure moonstone. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Alright, so sorry for being a bit lewd, but yeah, seriously, that was good luck. Very nice. So, look at his leg. You can't really see that because my head's in the way, but anyway, you can see that. He's still moving, even in death. That's disgusting. And by moving, it's like he's walking. He's like walking on the spot. Now, I might, just for the sake of it, use warding, because why not? It's, you know, if you thought it was overkill for the man-eaters, it's overkill for this frickin' fight, but whatever. Backstab. So yeah, basically, if you can shield his attack and just go for backstabs, it's really easy. Like, so. So it gives you an opportunity to go for a backstab, I think, generally. It's also quite easy to stun lock him as well. This is one thing that he does. So this is his technique. He basically keeps really close to you so that his homing soul arrow can just destroy you. Here we go. Oh, I missed the backstab. Silly me. And then the further along you get in the fight, the more homing soul arrows he has. But if you can... Oh my god, look at the damage of that. That's beautiful. Really, really nice. So this is where things get dangerous. And you see, I'm at a point now where I kind of want to heal. And this is where you're going to see the difficulty of this guy. Ooh. Let's go for a backstab, come on. Didn't get it then. I want to kill him before he can do another soul. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh, how did I still get hit? It's bizarre. It's almost... This confrontation is sort of playing out like a really good connection online match, which is weird, but anyway. There we go, he's dead. So what he's wearing on his head right now is something that you're able to get if you are playing as the Archdemon against a person. So when you are summoned as an invading Black Phantom by the guy here, the old monk, you will get that as a reward. And I wanted that for this build, but not going to be able to get it, unfortunately. That's alright. So we get the yellow demon soul for this, and this is used for two very useful things in a magic build. One is homing soul arrow. Yes. It's called like homing soul mass, I think, in Dark Souls, but it's homing soul arrow in this game. And then you can also make the insanity catalyst. Now, I just don't have enough magic at the moment, like not enough intelligence to make use of the insanity catalyst, because it cuts your magic bar in half. I wouldn't want to use the insanity catalyst unless I had double the amount of magic that I have right now, because I don't want anything less than the current magic that I have right now for casting it, or for casting anything. So I'm going to need a really long magic bar if I want to use the insanity catalyst. So what that means is that I'm probably not going to get that until New Game Plus. So I will instead get the... Well, let's have a look and see. Yes, you can see that there's like a... That's clearly brighter than it was before. This is pure white world tendency. So... yeah, that's a very easy archdemon to kill. He is not a difficult fight at all. The only difficult archdemons are King Allant, or the False King I should call him. King Allant is technically a different boss, but anyway. And maybe Garl Vinland, but not really. Garl Vinland can be hard. Technically the archdemon is made in Australia, but she summons Garl Vinland, and he's, well, not summons. He's actually a human existing in the world. But, jeez. I'm just trying to think what I want to do right now in terms of leveling up, because I can level up a few times right now, I'm pretty sure. Oh yes, Mixed Demon Soul, let's go and use that. Actually, just to make sure I don't use the wrong one, and I know that I won't use the wrong one, but just in case, I will go ahead and make the homing soul arrow right now. So it is this one here. And you will get more... Remember how, as the fight went on when we were fighting the old monk there? We were getting... Well, he was getting more and more soul arrows to cast at us. It works the same for us, but it has to do with our magic. I don't think it's the intelligence, it's the magic stat that gives you more of those. I think we'll have 3 right now. The maximum you can have is 5, I think. So therefore, it's like, that is a big difference in damage. So not only are you able to do more damage with any of them when you're casting them as you increase your magic, but you're going to get more of them. So basically, homing soul arrow is really good in that way. It gets a lot stronger as time goes on. So I'll probably go and equip that in place of warding, because that is also a 2 slot. And I'll just have a look and see how many of these I have. 3, I was right. So as we increase our magic, we will get more. And these will just sort of hang around. They won't attack anyone. They're not going to attack any of these people. It's only hostile individuals near you that are going to be attacked by this. And I really like this. I prefer how this looks to whatever game it was. Dark Souls, yeah. Dark Souls looked alright, but I think they nerfed the homing soul arrow a little bit in that game, and probably the later games as well. I will mention that if these collide with a person, they will do damage to them, so just be aware of that. Don't just mess around with them. These will disappear after about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, so they don't last forever. But it's pretty cool when you get like 5 of them. It looks really nice. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and consume my souls. Where's the mixed demon soul? Is this it here? That's not it, is it? Hold on. No, it's not. Where did it go? Am I going insane? No, really, am I going insane? Like, where did it go? Guys, I had 2 yellowish looking souls in my inventory. Now I have none. I only consumed 1 soul. There it is. Where did it go? Why? Anyway, maybe I'm going insane. We want to consume this because basically, the only thing that you can create with the mixed demon soul, which you get from the man-eaters, is the Needle of Eternal Agony, which is not a good weapon at all. Don't use that. Can you flip your hair for me? I don't know which way you want me to flip it. Like this kind of thing, or like this? Like, how do you want me to do that? Your wish is my command. But anyway, the souls here are best consumed when equipped, as you can tell. But yeah, the Needle of Eternal Agony, I mean, no matter how tempting it is to make that weapon, because it sounds pretty cool, Needle of Eternal Agony, don't make it. Basically, what you do with it is steal enemies' souls when you attack them. It's like 200 souls for every single time you attack the enemy. And it doesn't steal souls from Black Phantoms either, so... or any online player. So I think you still get souls from it when you attack people with it, but it doesn't actually steal souls from the person that you're attacking with it. So it's not like a troll weapon in that way. So I mean, troll weapons are definitely a thing in this game, but unfortunately the Needle of Eternal Agony is not one of them. That is a weapon that you just shouldn't use, and honestly the souls that you get from consuming the mixed demon soul is going to be more beneficial to you than even considering getting the Needle of Eternal Agony. So just don't. Treat the mixed demon soul as some extra souls and that's it. So yeah. The souls that we have right now are pretty decent. We have 113,594. So we'll be able to level up a lot. And I do want to increase my intelligence, but I also want to increase my magic. But what I think I'm going to do first is actually get my strength to 20. Because I want to start getting on board with my Claymore, like as soon as possible, because I have a lot of Moonstone right now. I have some chunks here. Be able to... I wonder who I can actually get regular Moonstone from. Like, I wonder if I can buy that from anyone. Or Moonlight Stone, sorry. I'm always calling it Moonstone. It's actually Moonlight Stone. And then Dark Moonstone. That's how it works. So I have 4 regular shards, 6 chunks, 1 pure. That's really good. I'm quite happy with that. At the very least, I'll be able to take my Claymore to +1, but I want to take it further as well. So... okay, let's do it one at a time. Let's just take strength to 20 first, and then we'll worry about the rest. Because I'm thinking maybe I'll need to take dexterity to 16 as well. So, strength to 20. 3 points into dexterity just to use the Phosphorescent Pole. I don't like it, quite frankly. Let's get this to 20. Get you to 25. And put the rest in dexterity. Now we're 1 off 16. So that feels alright to me. We'll just do that. So, let's re-equip our stuff here. And at this point, well, let's just stream for as long as it takes for me to... oh, I still have some souls to consume. I'll worry about that some other time. But yeah, I'll continue streaming for as long as it takes me to... ooh. Are we going to do that in this video? In this stream? Look how long the name of this thing is in Japanese. It's quite funny. I'm just going to keep that there because I like how it looks. But anyway, the time it's going to take for me to clear 5-1, take World 3 to Pure Black, do the Poison Cloud on Lord Rydell, and also do the Claymore stuff, It's probably going to take too long, but I want to get the 3-cornered hat now, at the very least. So let's go and do that. Because that is important. But technically, now that we have reached pure white, I believe that it will stay open no matter what. But just in case I'm wrong for some reason, I'm going to go and get the 3-cornered hat. And then, finally, our witch set will be complete. And it's funny because I got this set that I'm wearing right now in the first live stream video that I did. Excuse me. And I didn't even know that it was part of the witch set. I kind of forgot, but now I've remembered. Yeah, sorry, I missed your comment, by the way. I was distracted by Sam asking me to flip my hair. But, yes, Lucky, the guy who Made in Australia brings into the fight, Garl Vinland, can indeed be easily cheesed. But it kind of depends on your set. Or maybe you can cheese him by going on the island and shooting arrows at him or something, I don't know, maybe. But I have very easily dealt with him just through parries. Through parries and ripostas, it's very easy to just get his health down to nothing. Especially with a decent weapon. But yeah, I don't know. He doesn't give me too many problems, but he... Once again, the archdemons are just not that difficult to fight. They're really not. So I believe it is here. Go two-handed just so I can deal with you nice and fast. So I'm now doing 276. It's pretty much going up in units of 10, which is pretty good. As far as that, I mean the actual damage of my weapon here. You can see the rubble has disappeared. And the best way to tell that this is the place with the rubble is that the railing is sort of broken here, so that's a nice thing. So we have like an armor set here and stuff, I think. There's a soul. There's that soul. I think this is the 3-cornered hat here, hopefully. No, that's moonstone. Moonlight stone, I should say. I really do need that. Maybe I'll go through the jail cells at some point and check to see if I can get some moonlight stone. Why can't I open that? Why can't I open that? Let's hope that I don't need to open that to get the 3-cornered hat. Why can't I open that? The worst thing is that I don't even know what key I'm missing. This is the fucking worst part about it. Oh my god, this is so bad. I don't know what key I'm missing. Like, I've already been through here before. Why am I missing a fucking key? What key could I have possibly missed? I've picked them all up. Including the one in the room with the guy who I killed. God. What key am I missing? Do I need to open this and get a key? No. There was like one jail cell that I didn't go into, this one. Do you have a key? Can I pick one up off you? No? Why are these locked? So confused and annoyed. Is there one in here? Like a key? Fuck. Yes, you can. You can pretty much parry anything in this game. Shit. Internet time. I'm really upset about that. Like, I thought... Because when I was looking at where the 3-cornered hat was, it didn't say anything about needing a key to get in there. Items found in the cells, Prison of Hope 2F West. This is the pure white world tendency thing. How can I be missing a key? I don't understand. I've already been through this area and look how many fucking keys I have for the place. No, go to the right... About to freak out. Go to the right thing, please. Look how many keys I have for this place. All of these, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 keys for one freaking place, and none of them fit this fucking door. Like, come on. That's probably it in there. This is very frustrating. Okay. Well... You know, okay, what can I do in this video instead? You know what we'll do? We'll do the 3-cornered hat bullshit in the next fucking video, because I'll be able to look online and figure out how to even do that. So what I'm going to do, instead, is deal with our claymore, because at this point I can probably level that up twice if I'm lucky, but I probably won't be able to, probably only once. In terms of the hardstone, well, that's one problem, yeah, the hardstone. Because keeping in mind I did consume a lot of hardstone to level up my shield, and I'm going to need hardstone to level up the claymore. So yeah. Maybe for the sake of entertainment I'll do all of that off camera. Because it's not very fun to watch me level things up for ages. And have to get stone and all this crap from wherever I can get it. It's kind of repetitive and boring. I'm going the wrong way again. You know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Shard of... Actually, I'm not going to shard of archstone. I'm going to suck it up and go back. So I think that's probably going to be it for this stream, guys. I did say that it was going to be a shorter one. It's almost 2 hours, but not quite. It's about 1 hour and 40 minutes, so that's okay. It's not too bad. I managed to deal with the entirety of the 3rd archstone, which is pretty good. But anyway, in the next video I will try to actually get the phosphorescent pole and all that. It's just that my plans did change for what this video was going to do, or what I was going to do in this video, because I was expecting to have a higher world tendency in the Tower of Latria than I did. So that was kind of unfortunate. So anyway, I'll have to work out what's going on with that key. But I'm sure there's one that's hiding around here somewhere. Probably in a cell somewhere, I would guess. It's just been so long since I've gone through that tendency event area that I just can't remember off the top of my head where that key would be. So going to have to excuse me while I look online off camera later on. And then I'm also going to... What I'm going to do off camera is work out what's going on with that. As well as that, I'm going to have a look and see if I can upgrade the claymore with the current hardstone that I have. If I can't, then I'll try and get some more. And then pretty much level up the claymore as much as I physically can, hopefully to moon +1. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I thank you for watching. It's been a shorter live stream. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Probably. I'm not going to say that I won't. I might, or I might not. Probably will. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream where we will actually take care of the 3-cornered hat and the phosphorescent pole. And that's going to require entering World 5, and also bringing World 3 to pure black, which is okay now, because we've completely finished that area. We don't need to do anything more in it. So that'll be a good opportunity to take it down to pure black and fight Black Phantom Lord Rydell. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next live stream, which will either be tomorrow or the day after. Thanks for watching.